Welcome back everyone, Maximum Effort. This is going to be my Shang-Chi video for the Deadpool deleted scene that Marvel just revealed a couple other deleted scenes too they just dropped. For all you hoping to see Deadpool in the MCU, looks like they were originally going to bring him in way faster.
Any tips on getting into the MCU there, Korg?
So we'll break it all down, I'll explain what was going on with his character and what it all means, because it raises more questions than it answers. Speaking of multiverse crossovers, we're doing a giveaway for that Spider-Man No Way Home Blu-ray. Tons of Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Daredevil deleted scenes, and bonus content. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, and let me know where you want to see Deadpool crossover in the Marvel movies during Marvel Phase 4. I know everyone's holding out hope for him showing up in Doctor Strange 2 at some point, because we already have X-Men and Fantastic Four from the Fox Marvel Universe coming to the MCU.
We should tell him the truth.
But if you saw Deadpool in the MCU in your social media feeds the past few days, it's because Marvel just revealed a Shang-Chi deleted scene from Xiaoling's tournament in Macau featuring Deadpool. It totally blew my mind. It was not something that I was thinking about when I saw the Shang-Chi movie, or even when I was doing videos before it came out theorizing what they might be doing with the film. Originally, what would have happened when Shang-Chi and Katie are tricked into coming to Macau by his father Wenwu, thinking that his sister was in trouble, and he arrives at her underground tournament fighting ring. When they're showing him around at all the different Easter eggs and fighting scenes taking place, the lesser fights, then the big main event fight where you see Wong fighting Abomination. Originally, they were going to have Deadpool fighting Proxima Midnight from Thanos' Black Order with his katanas, named after Bea Arthur. If you didn't realize, if it's been a while since you watched the Deadpool movies, there's a bunch of Deadpool Golden Girls Easter eggs, because Deadpool canonically in Marvel Comics is a Bea Arthur stan, and they just kind of carried that over to Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool movies. His two katanas are named Bea and Arthur, and they also had Betty White do a bunch of funny parody videos for the first Deadpool movie before she passed away, and they did a bunch of Golden Girls themed promos for Deadpool 2. But I know you're all asking now, how are they going to explain Deadpool in the MCU this early in the timeline, long before the events of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness and Spider-Man No Way Home, with all of Spider-Man and Doctor Strange's spells breaking the multiverse, Scarlet Witch trying to mess with the multiverse, before the Multiverse Illuminati team shows up in Doctor Strange 2? So given the context, the reason why Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool would have been fighting in the ring with Proxima Midnight wasn't because of Doctor Strange's spell in Spider-Man No Way Home, because that would be the easy solution. It brought Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Venom, all the Sinister Six villains from their different universes into the MCU, so it's an easy way to bring characters from other franchises to the MCU. But canonically, the events of the Shang-Chi movie, this fight here, take place several months before the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. Shang-Chi is supposed to take place a little while after the events of Falcon and Winter Soldier, so like late 2023. Spider-Man No Way Home and Doctor Strange's first multiverse spell didn't take place till around October 2024, a year later. That movie ends around Christmas 2024, around the same time Hawkeye takes place. Right now, Spider-Man No Way Home is like the latest in the Marvel Phase 4 timeline that we've been. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness now takes place a little while after that. Originally, it was coming out before Spider-Man No Way Home, before they flipped the Marvel Phase 4 movie release order, but it still would have taken place after the events of the Shang-Chi movie. So unless there's some secret multiverse spell or accident that Doctor Strange and Wong used the memory spell that they mentioned in Spider-Man No Way Home to erase their minds earlier, like they had the joke about the party in Kamar-Taj that they used the memory spell to make them forget, because apparently they just party way too hard. Unless they did something during that party that brought Deadpool to the MCU and then made themselves forget about it, the only way to explain Deadpool showing up in the MCU during this fight in this part of the timeline is to say that he's been in the MCU the whole time. Which would be a super meta and very Deadpool thing to do, very on brand for Deadpool. Deadpool is one of those characters that sort of breaks logic and then calls himself out for it, like they do a lot of fourth wall breaks where he calls out continuity issues.
Let us go talk to the professor.
McAvoy or Stewart? These timelines are so confusing.
They could legit do a version of Deadpool 3 where he just starts referencing core MCU events and characters like the Infinity Gauntlet, the Snap, Iron Man dying, and as long as he called out the continuity issues and how things didn't make sense, it would totally work in the tone of that movie. He even referenced Thanos when he was making fun of Cable in Deadpool 2.
It's too far going.
Zip it, Thanos. We have a deal and you
But that was meant to be kind of a meta fourth wall breaking Easter egg, like I said, because Josh Brolin played Thanos in Cable. And for the most part, up to this point, Deadpool has canonically been inside the Fox X-Men movie universe with the James McAvoy and Patrick Stewart Professor X's and their respective teams. During X-Men Days of Future Past, they explained that James McAvoy and Patrick Stewart are the same Professor X, but most of their movies are from different timelines. That's why they had the Deadpool timelines joke. At the end of Days of Future Past, they also changed the past, creating another new timeline where everyone was still alive in the future, instead of being overrun with the enhanced Sentinels. So I think one of the main reasons why Marvel deleted this Deadpool scene, like why Kevin Feige just got rid of it and changed it to Wong fighting the Abomination, is mostly because they just wanted to wait longer to explain X-Men and mutants in the MCU, and this scene just created too many questions, too many continuity issues, even though they would have been exciting questions. Even if it didn't totally make sense, it would have been awesome. But it would have been the only thing everyone was talking about after the movie came out. Like, yeah, Shang-Chi, he's cool, whatever, but let's talk about Deadpool in the MCU. Mutants now officially in the MCU. Deadpool would have kind of broken the movie just a little bit. You can kind of see the Marvel people behind the scenes going, no, we want everyone getting hyped up about Shang-Chi and all these brand new Marvel characters. Also, there's the continuity issue with Proxima Midnight, because she was dusted during Avengers Endgame by Iron Man's Infinity Gauntlet snap. So how could a version of her be fighting here? If Doctor Strange didn't break the multiverse with Spider-Man until Spider-Man No Way Home later in the timeline, and even though they're also breaking the multiverse in a bigger way during Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, that doesn't take place till after Spider-Man No Way Home now. One of the other things going on here, though, I think that they had planned to break the multiverse in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness earlier in the timeline, so that would have been a way to explain Deadpool just appearing here out of nowhere. But if you look over here, here's another deleted scene. They actually had this special area inside Sha Ling's underground tournament where people could pay to fight each other as the Avengers characters in Thanos' Black Order during the events of Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. Like, this scene depicts two random people playing the game. One of them is Iron Man and he's fighting Corvus Glaive, which wasn't something that actually happened during Infinity War or Endgame. Corvus Glaive was killed by Vision during Infinity War in Wakanda while Iron Man was fighting Thanos on Titan, and if they traded blows during Avengers Endgame during the final battle with the younger version of Thanos' army from 2014, they didn't show him fighting Corvus Glaive during these scenes at all. So it's just a cool Iron Man scene that didn't make it into the final movie. They probably deleted that just because it felt like too much fan service, like too much Iron Man. They're kind of trying not to do a bunch of Iron Man stuff after Avengers Endgame. There will be Iron Man Easter eggs in Marvel Phase 4 movies and references, and we're getting a variant of Iron Man during Doctor Strange 2, like the superior Iron Man, but it will not be Robert Downey Jr. playing the character. Also, I think Kevin Feige got rid of the Shang-Chi Deadpool scene after they flipped the Marvel Phase 4 movie order and decided to beef up Doctor Strange 2 with all the extra X-Men multiverse cameo scenes and Fantastic Four stuff, like Patrick Stewart's Professor X. Like, no, if we're going to be doing a bunch of X-Men cameo scenes, this is the place to do it, in Doctor Strange 2. Ryan Reynolds claims that he's not in that movie, if you believe him, but the rumor right now is that Deadpool has a non-speaking cameo scene, like Ryan Reynolds won't be in the suit, and because he doesn't talk, you wouldn't know it's not him unless someone told you. It'll be just a Deadpool variant from some other universe. I believe that's also how they would have handled the Shang-Chi Deadpool scene of him fighting in the tournament. Like, he wouldn't have spoken or taken his mask off, so Ryan Reynolds would not have filmed the scene himself. It would have just been a random stunt person in the costume. So as cool as it would have been to see Deadpool this early in the MCU during Marvel Phase 4, I am totally cool with them holding off until Doctor Strange 2 or Deadpool 3 if he doesn't wind up making the final cut of Doctor Strange 2. They already have so many multiverse cameos in that movie: Superior Iron Man, Fantastic Four, X-Men from the Fox Marvel movies. And they've already confirmed Deadpool 3. Ryan Reynolds did say that he would be posting updates and announcements about that soon. My early theory is that he's waiting to talk about it till after Doctor Strange 2. Like, after that movie comes out in theaters, he'll start talking about Deadpool 3 more because Doctor Strange 2 will explain Deadpool in the MCU a little bit. Kevin Feige did say that Deadpool 3 would be rated R, don't worry about that. But they also said Deadpool would come into the MCU, so I think they'll treat Deadpool 3 as its own self-contained movie with a lot of Easter eggs and references to MCU stuff, maybe a couple minor crossovers. But if he does show up in Doctor Strange 2, or when he shows up in other regular MCU movies, he'll have more of a PG-13 vibe.
Why Celine Dion?
I'm a bigger fan.
Why the holidays?
Thought it'd be fun.
Why PG-13?
It's a family movie, also money, also Disney.
So it's a little bit like the balance between Once Upon a Deadpool, that PG-13 cut of Deadpool 2, and the actual theatrical rated R cut of Deadpool 2. Also, if you missed my Daredevil video last week, Disney Plus is getting a special section for adult content rated R stuff that parents can password lock to keep kids out because they're getting ready to have rated R movies and content on Disney Plus. The reason they're doing this is because they're bringing all the Marvel and Netflix characters and their shows to Disney Plus, and they're all rated R, TVMA, whatever they call rated R in your country. So they can bring those shows to Disney Plus. They can also bring Deadpool to Disney Plus eventually too. The next really big thing that's happening later this month is the Marvel Moon Knight episodes are coming out. I will be doing videos for all those episodes just like I did for Loki, Hawkeye, WandaVision, all the other Marvel Disney Plus series. Make sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss any of those. Everyone click here for that new Marvel X-Men teaser, and click here for my new Batman movie ending and post-credit scene video. Thank you so much for watching, maximum effort, and I'll see you guys in the next one.